is Tala. I am the voice behind TalaScribbles. I wanted to set up my bullet journal for the rest of 2020 here with all of you. So we're just going to jump right in. First, I'm going to fill out my information just in case I do happen to lose my notebook. I tend to be a bit scatterbrained. I always fill this out. Thankfully, I've never had to use it, but I really wouldn't put it past me to lose my notebook. So I'm just going to fill out TalaScribbles here on the top, and I'll fill out the rest of my information off screen. For this bullet journal, my initial set of pages, I really want to go with the nature theme, a lot of flowers and leaves. So you can see I've grabbed this picture here. It's one that my husband took at the local Japanese botanical gardens, and I really love it. There's a lot of happy memories attached to this picture. So I'm gonna glue that in and tape it down with some more nature themes and jump right in. The second spread is my title page. Here we've got 2020 written across the top, which I'm going to color in with blue markers. And underneath that, I'm going to stamp in bullet journal using some stamps that I got from Paper Source. And underneath that, I'm just going to write in June, and when I finish this journal, I'll finish the end date and put that underneath on the right hand side. Here at the bottom, I'm going to use my watercolors to color in all of these leaves and decorations. Now, at first I wasn't too happy with the dandelions there on the right hand side. I felt like they were a little bit too yellow. But once they dried up, it really grew on me, and I was able to shade it in with some pen and add some details that I think really tied it together. And I ended up really happy with this page, and the little dandelion fluffs especially, I just think are so adorable. On the next page, this is going to be my grid spacing guide. This is a lot of math and division. You have to count up the grid spacing guide, which is on that sticky note there that looks like a little easel, and using those numbers, figure out what your grid spacing is, whether you want to split your page in half, thirds, fourths, fifths, sixths, or I went all the way to sevenths. And I do that both vertically, horizontally for one page, and horizontally for both pages. Just going in and writing in the fraction and how many spaces, how many blocks across that is. And marking that with pencil. I'll go over it again with pen. This does take up quite a bit of time. However, it really saves you time in the long run, so you don't have to do this math every time. And I realized there wasn't a lot of theming on this page. There wasn't really anything to tie it into that nature theme that I was looking for. So I grabbed another picture and pasted that in. And I'll go in again with some stamps and stamp in grid spacing, as well as some small decorative stamps. For the next page, I split it into 7 columns, and this will be my future log. Here I'm just drawing out the calendars, Sunday through Saturday, and I'll write out the calendars. I start with the 1st and then go through the weeks, the 8th, the 15th, 22nd, and 29th. And from the 29th, I'll finish out the month depending on how many days each month has. 30, 31. I'll follow up that with some decorative stamping and some colors, fill in the rest of my calendars. This does take a lot of time, but it really helps me stay organized throughout the year. And here I'm just going to watercolor in some decorations just to bring in that nature theme. Some leaves, some roses, some nice little flower petals. Next is my things to check out page. This page, I started with the watercolor here on the top center, and I do not like the way this comes out at all. I wasn't happy with the shade of yellow, and I wasn't really sure how to bring it back and how to turn it into something that I would enjoy. So I used a napkin to try and soak up that color and that watercolor as fast as I could, in the hopes that maybe I could watercolor over it later. So while I wait for that to dry, I'm going to split this page into 6 sections. I have a section for movies, TV, music, podcasts, books, and food. I'm really excited to fill this page out. I always get a lot of recommendations, and if I don't write them down right away, I always forget what they're called, and I'm left Googling obscure things that somebody told me about a TV show, or trying to remember a specific recipe. So hopefully this page will help me keep track of all of that information. To fix the ugly blob at the top, I'm going to use some decoration paper just to cover that up, and then cut out a label to stick on top of that. And we're ready for the next page. For the finance page, this page really saves my butt a lot. It makes budgeting so much easier. So I just come in. It's a very functional page for me. I normally don't focus too much on the decoration for it. I'm just gonna stamp finances across the top. I don't have black ink, so I have to clean off the stamp and then use just a black marker. And once that's all stamped in, I'm going to draw my little grid at the bottom. Here I have marked for automatic deposit, the day it comes out, the description, and the amount. And I'm going to alternate every line, gray and white, and that just makes it easier to keep everything separated. And then at the top, I'm going to draw in a little watering can with some water spilling out, just to tie that page together with the rest of my nature theme. The next page is my routines page. I did set this one up, but I won't fill that out until my video goes up on Wednesday. I'm going to develop a morning routine and a nighttime routine, but I want to develop one that'll be easier for me to stick to, and that'll be part of my goal setting video that will go up on Wednesday. And for my last page here, I have the dates of 2020. This is a special page for my husband and I. This is where I will keep track of the dates that we go on throughout the year. We do typically go on more dates than this, but this is just the first page. And here in each of the 4 corners, I've used an Instax picture as a reference for the framing. And what I can do when this page is finished is I'll be able to print a picture of our date and then be able to journal about it closer to the center of the page. And this is really just a fun memory keeper for us to remember where we went, what we saw, all the memories that we made. And to tie it together, I have some more watercolor at the bottom, some roses and some more dandelions, some leaves. And I'm just going to outline where those boxes go so I can see them a little bit easier. And that's it. that is all we have for my bullet journal setup. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned next Wednesday for my goal planning video, and I'll see you there. Bye!